What happens when we die? Is there an afterlife? Do we go to heaven? Or even worse, hell? Can we communicate with the dead? And if we can, should we? Let's find out.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 4 of San Pedro Paranormal. We're back. We didn't know we were gonna make it this far on the 4th episode. We're very happy. As always, I'm here with my co-host and longtime friend Carlos, and I am your host Tony. So on today's episode, I know I'm gonna get a little bit of a lashback. From because we had said that the next episode was going to be the Fort MacArthur episode, but unfortunately we had forgotten like one of the biggest things, that they were going to actually be doing the air raid, right? Is that what it's called?
The air raid, yes.
Yeah, they're going to be doing the air raid, down over there by the, at the base, and so there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of people over there right now setting up everything, and I think it happens tomorrow. So it's impossible to go try to do an investigation. Too many people.
There's gonna be a lot of areas that can be blocked off,
and too much noise. And you can't really do an investigation with a lot of people and noise. But on today's episode, we are gonna be doing EVPs. That's what we're gonna focus on. Playing some of the the better EVPs we've captured here in town, and talking about what we think. Our take on what it could be that we're communicating with. So why don't we get started? Our first EVP that we're gonna be playing is gonna be the EVPs that we captured at Harbor Occupational Center. That's a school here in San Pedro, and these EVPs, the first one's gonna be on. There's what do they call that? A passenger bridge or pedestrian bridge, and
it goes over one side of Pacific over to the other side.
There's a parking structure, and the bridge connects to the actual school. So we're gonna play the EVP we captured on this bridge, and I think
this was recorded at nighttime, right?
Yeah, at nighttime, and we're gonna insert a picture of the time when it got recorded. So why don't we go ahead and play our first EVP? Let's rotate. Okay. Can you tell me your name?
Oh, okay, that was very interesting.
Yeah, so that one at the end of the when we ask the question, you hear an answer, and it sounds like a female, right?
A female or a young male.
Oh yeah, it could be a young male. Yeah, and you hear the voice say, "Hold on." And on this bridge, we also captured a different EVP, that same night, but it wasn't as clear, so we don't want to play it because it could just be that we're making up what it's saying with the sounds and stuff. But yeah, so that's a nice EVP we captured there on that.
Very EVP. Yeah, it sounds like a young man or a woman.
Mm-hmm.
More like a whisper like sound.
Yeah. And you know what? An interesting thing about Harbor, that school, the Harbor Occupational Center, they actually have a map. If you ever go visit the school, they have a map in the office, and this map, it shows towards the back of the school that it says morgue. Ooh. So I don't know if there used to be a morgue there before. Wow. But if anybody watching this, that if you're a local here in San Pedro, about, have some information about this, maybe you could leave a comment, letting us know what used to be there before, if there ever was a morgue.
If there was the details.
I did ask the staff, and they were just confused. They didn't know why. It was an old a map of the school. But Yeah, so why don't we go ahead and play our second EVP, and this EVP we captured all the way in the back of the school. Like, once you walk in through the whole school, there's like an auto mechanic class all the way in the back, and behind that there's this big building that you're gonna see in the picture, and this building is supposedly just used as a storage now. So that's where we captured the second EVP. So why don't we go ahead and play that EVP now? Do you like me talking to you, or do you want me to go away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty clear too.
That was pretty clear too. Again, very whisper-like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one it answers I don't care, and again that to me that sounds like a female.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Yeah, that sounds like a female to me.
Again, just that the really low whisper-like voice, very very ghostly.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean I don't know if these EVPs have anything to do, like I said, with that whole thing of there being a morgue there before, or maybe there used to be something else before. Because I think your brother had sent us a picture of what he believed was there before, and it looked almost like a barn or something.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if it was a barn, but it looked like a big barn.
That's
and
a good lead. Right.
yeah, but I mean that was about it. It's some picture he found online.
I'm sure if we go somewhere to like the archives down at City Hall, we can probably find out more information.
Go talk to that historian, the San Pedro historian. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, so that's our second EVP. But I this is one thing I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people have been like sending me emails or messages through Messenger, like saying that that these things that we that come through the recorders are like demons or the devil, and that we're playing with fire. But I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Carlos? I mean, what do you think is coming across, like? And don't say aliens.
No, definitely not aliens. But it's, to me, I mean, I'm on here. I'm either a believer or I'm a non-believer. I'm just taking this as a scientific approach.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes things come out so clear is that you can't really describe it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to take that. But I just find it very interesting, and I want to do further investigation on it.
Yeah, and I mean,
just can't put,
I mean, we're not saying that these are spirits of dead people, because who knows? We don't know. I mean, it could be also like what I thought about was what I was thinking about the other day was, what if these sounds that are coming through, they're not really sounds, and we're just, like some people say, you hear what you want to hear, almost like when. Let's say when you go to a park and you lay down on the grass and you look at the clouds and you'll be like, oh, that cloud looks like this, and your mind like makes these things up. So
your brain tries to put the parts in place and make something out of it.
Yeah, so I mean, it might just be nothing.
It might be nothing at all, but
it might be nothing.
They're pretty convincing.
Yeah, some of them are, and the better EVPs that just make it like that make you think like this can't just be my imagination, is when they answer questions like directly.
Right.
Like if you ask for a name and you hear a name, or you ask a question, a yes and no question, and you'll hear either a yes or a no.
You're getting an answer at the approximate time after you ask it a question. It's not like it's saying something before you ask it, or maybe minutes after. It's just right around that same time you ask it a question. So how can that be a possibility if it's random?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just finding on that. It's landing on that timeline.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is, a lot of people also say like, what if these are spirits that are trapped here, or or when you die you do become a spirit. Where are all the other spirits of like the millions and billions of people that have been here before us? Where's the spirit? Where's the EVP of the caveman? So
you get an or something.
Yeah, I mean, where are all these EVPs of like, and but you know what, there are people that have captured EVPs where they try to contact like Abraham Lincoln and Marilyn Monroe, and they do get answers. So I don't know.
And there's another thing too about language. Sorry to cut you off, but what about language?
That's right.
We're speaking English, And what about Spanish or Chinese or any other language that has been spoken throughout these lands?
That's true. And you know what? I have captured EVPs where it sounds like an answer, but it sounds like a different language. So I don't know. I mean, they sound real clear, but you could tell it's somebody speaking, but in a different language, like in a different accent. But yeah, that's one of those questions that's just like, you know, it makes you think. But you know, these EVPs that we just played, these EVPs I had already posted them on our Facebook page, on San Pedro Paranormal Facebook. So I know, you know, you guys, the guys, you people that follow us on Facebook, you probably already heard these. But we do have two other EVPs, and these EVPs, we're gonna play them right after the break. That'll be the cliffhanger. So you have to keep watching. So yeah, so why don't we take a little break right now so we could, you know, set up the next two EVPs, and we'll be right back. And we're back. All right. So let's see what's gonna be the next EVP. All right. So the next EVP we're gonna be playing, we actually wanna explain a little bit about it. This EVP, the picture that we're gonna show with the actual EVP is not gonna be the picture of the actual house where we captured this EVP, because the person didn't want to, you know, show her.
Anonymous.
So yeah, wanted to remain anonymous, but they did let us share the EVP. So we're gonna go ahead and just insert a picture of a house here in San Pedro that actually just got torn down, right? Like,
Right.
I think it was
On Nelson Street, right?
Mm-hmm. I think last year, right at the end of last year.
I believe so.
Yeah. So you the locals here will recognize it. It had been there forever.
The one-way street by the bars.
Yes. And I actually did an EVP at this house. You know, an EVP session, trying to capture something there, and I didn't catch. I wasn't able to catch anything. But yeah,
So
Go ahead.
So this house is not related to this EVP whatsoever.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's just we just put a random house that doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, you know what? I was talking to Carlos, and this EVP that we're gonna play is, you know, almost related to what we were talking before we went on break, about how, you know, spirits of different, you know, like from back in the day, different accents, languages.
Right.
Cause you'll hear right now when you listen to a motorcycle just went by.
Sorry about that.
But you'll hear the answer, the spirit voice. It actually sounds like it has an accent.
Right.
So
as we were talking about earlier about language barriers, and when we do EVPs, we normally ask in English,
mm-hmm.
and there is a language barrier in this one, but it's still in English, and I guess there's some sort of history to this one, right?
Yeah.
In the area.
Yeah, because this EVP we actually captured at Paseo del Mar, here in San Pedro, and after I captured this EVP, I talked to a different person that lives in the neighborhood, and showed them the EVP, and they actually told me that I guess those neighborhoods there used to be owned by like Japanese. And so I mean I don't so that could explain why there's an accent in the spirit that answers the question. But why don't we go ahead and play this EVP now, and let's see what you guys think. Was this your house before? Or did you die on this property? Yeah.
Me don't like it.
It says me don't like it. So, yeah, that was a good one. You know, when I showed the tenant, the resident, or the EVP that I had captured, they were tripping out. They were like, holy moly. But yeah, that's a good one. Let's see here. So should we play the next one, or do you have anything else you want to add to the?
No, I'm sure there's a lot of history about the. You said there was once Japanese people used to live in that area.
Yeah, I guess it was mostly Japanese that owned most of the properties there.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking if that was mostly during like or around the area of World War II, maybe they were moved out or something happened there with internment camps or.
Yeah, well, that was something that I think something had happened where it was during a world war, and they just took all the properties from the people that lived there.
It's probably due to the internment camp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'm saying this right. Internment camps, right?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, because I mean, during times like that when there's so much like like conflict between people, maybe someone even got killed there.
Yeah.
So
Suffering.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind going back and doing a more thorough investigation, but I don't think the person wants wants to. She was kind of just like, you know what, let's just leave it how it is.
It's a really good EVP.
Yeah, very good EVP. So let's go ahead and play our next EVP, and this one we actually captured. This is one of my favorites. This one we actually captured it at Angel's Gate. And Angel's Gate is that kind of a. It's not Fort MacArthur, right? That's a whole set like a. Because I know it was like a part of the military base too.
Right. I don't recall right now. Right.
Yeah, so Angel's Gate for all the locals know that it's a bunch of buildings that were military buildings, but now they use them for. I think one of them they do a train thing. They actually put like a bunch of what do they call those model trains, right?
Okay.
They put model trains, so you could actually go and they have like a bunch of little museum sections where they do an art gallery there and a bunch of things. But anyways, this EVP, what happened was what made us do a recording there was we have a friend that actually was walking next to these two buildings. There's these two buildings that are abandoned, and she was walking next to the buildings, and she knows that I do I'm big into the ghost stuff. So she told me, she's like, you know what? We walked by these buildings. It was her and her mom, and she said, she was like, you know what? We walked by them and we felt like really strange. We felt drained, like and like almost like sick. So I was like, you know what? I got to do an EVP. There has to be something there, and so you know what? Let's go ahead and play the EVP, and we'll talk a little bit more about it because I did talk to a staff member there too, that told me something about it too. So let's go ahead and play this EVP.
Okay.
Are you good?
So you said, "Are you good?"
Yeah, are you good?
Reply to that.
Yeah. Just I mean, the thing is, I know it's kind of weird that I asked that question. Are you good? And the thing is that what I meant to ask was, are you well? Like speaking of the other side, like the where you go when you die.
which is a great reply to that question. That was a great reply, which is
yeah.
US.
And what's funny is that it almost like it recognized that I made a mistake in the question, with that answer, almost giving me like a smart answer, like because I asked, are you good, instead of are you well, and you hear it sounds like a child, right?
A child.
It goes, good at what? And then you hear giggling, like almost like mocking me for the way I asked the question.
It's just like a child would.
Yeah.
Like, why would you ask?
And the thing is, what I was thinking is like, you know what? These two buildings that are like they're almost collapsing on themselves. What I was thinking was it maybe like a daycare? Was there like a little daycare there before? And because there is a pool like real close to it. That it's the Gaffey. Is it still called? It's not called Gaffey Pool anymore, right? It's called the Hey Rookie Pool. But it could have been maybe a child that drowned at the pool.
It could be
the spirit of a child that drowned there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was saying, I did speak to a staff member there, and if you're watching this, hey, what's up, dude? I'm not gonna say your name, but he told me that. Because the thing is, after I captured the EVP, I went back and tried to do some more recordings, and that's when I found this person, one of the workers, and I didn't even say anything about the recording. I just, I asked him the question. I go, you know what? Have you ever had anything happen here, like paranormal? And he's like, you know what? There is one thing that every time, when I'm working here, that I feel really creeped out, and I go, can you tell me where in the property? And guess what he said? Between those two buildings
Oh,
that are collapsing.
that's what it is. The Hudson.
So that's when I told him, I go, dude, you got to listen to this, and I played the recording for him, and he was, he was surprised.
It's a great recording. Great
Yeah,
picture.
that's one of my favorites, and especially because when you get the children's spirits, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, the good at what, I think that's the only one I ever captured there at the Angels Gate buildings. And I mean, I think that one we have to go back.
Mhm.
We have to go back, and we already know what it's where the focus is going to be between those
Right.
those two buildings.
And you said you had a feeling of like low energy or
Well, that was the person that had told me about it, and that's why I did the recording there.
Okay.
It wasn't me. I didn't feel anything.
Okay.
But the person that told me that was the reason that I went there to do that.
To that spot.
But I did speak to someone else that lives in the area, in the right out, like, what is that, 25th Street or something, the one that crosses right in front of the Korean Bell.
Right.
And that person told me that what it could be too is that I guess when there's drowning victims, because the coast is right there, and we've had a lot of people that try to commit suicide or have committed suicide.
Unfortunately.
And that person that lives in the neighborhood told me that they actually, I don't know if they still do it, but before they would take the bodies of the people that that died there, and they would take them right there to that section. I don't know if they have like some kind of a medic or something.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be a variety of things. And with San Pedro, I know before they had all the houses and stuff, it used to be all like farmland, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It used to be farmland. So I mean, it could be anything, especially because it's on a hill. And a lot of the times, I know when they make cemeteries, they like to put them on hills. We have the Green Hill Cemetery, and that's on a big old hill too. So, and I've actually captured EVPs at the Green Hill Cemetery too. That one we'll leave for another episode. We don't want to give all the goodies out.
We have a lot of time.
Yeah. Then you guys won't watch anymore. But I think for today that's gonna be all the EVPs we're gonna play today.
Yes.
But yeah. So what we're thinking is that we're gonna be doing the Fort MacArthur episode next week. Once this whole thing with the air raid is done, and also not only that, but you know what, we were talking, and I don't think we were really prepared to do the Fort MacArthur because there's so much history that we have to kind of review.
We have books and more information on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we have a lot of new gear that we're gonna use, so that's gonna be kind of fun.
Yeah, and Carlos actually found a book that it's discontinued now, right? That has information.
Yes, this book right here.
Information that
I have to thank my coworker Eugene. This is a really awesome book that's out of production. The San Pedro Pictorial History updated through 1990. This thing is amazing. It has the history of San Pedro from the very beginnings. And there's another book in here, which you want to talk about later. And it has this beautiful map of San Pedro way back when. And it just goes from chapter to chapter, talking about the different, pretty much the whole history of Pedro.
And what year was this book released?
This was released, I believe this was published in 1993.
Oh, okay. So we were kids.
Mm-hmm. Right, so it's
long time ago.
So we're gonna review this. There's a lot of information here, and we're gonna review this, and maybe I believe my coworker Eugene said that there's some information here on Fort MacArthur, so we'll look into that. By using this. Thanks a lot, Eugene. Appreciate this.
Yeah, and you know what? We are gonna make a part. I've been saying that about every video we make. We're gonna make a part 2 of the Queen Mary, a part 2 of everything. Yeah. But I do want to make a part 2. And maybe even more parts, right, for the EVP.
Yes.
EVP videos.
Oh yeah, we're gonna continue on with that.
Yeah, because we do have a lot of other EVPs that are captured and that we've captured here at. There's a really really good one, that's also one of my favorites that we captured at the Mueller House. That house that they that's a museum now. It's down there by like the port, because we are by the the port of LA. But that's
This has a lot of history.
Yeah, a lot of history here. But yeah, so the Fort MacArthur we will be doing next week, and
and soon after that, we're going to be doing what was the title again? The Hauntings or so of a Pinup Girl.
Oh yeah. We are gonna be having a special guest.
Yes.
She's a pinup model, and she actually lives in a haunted house. So we're gonna have her here, just giving her the experiences talking about the experiences she's had. So I think that's gonna be a really good episode because she's told us some pretty crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's be in a future episode too, maybe like 2 or 3 episodes from now.
Yes.
But I think that's about it, huh?
That's pretty much it.
Do you have anything else?
No, just want to put this book right here again. Show it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
If anybody has any more of these copies of this book or they're selling it, that'd be great.
Yeah.
These are beautiful books. They even had another smaller book too that they sold later on at now it's closed, but Williams Bookstore.
Oh yeah, Williams Bookstore on
these little books of San Pedro.
6th Street? Was it
6th Street? Yes. They had books on San Pedro, on Wilmington, pretty much the South Bay area here.
Yeah.
But if anybody has any more information on these books, I would glad to receive any more information. That'd be great.
Yeah, and you know what? One more thing too. We're also gonna be doing starting our movie reviews. Right, we're gonna start. We had spoken about this, I think, in the first episode, where we're gonna review movies based on true stories. So we're gonna start doing that. We're gonna have like a weekend regular episode and then a midweek movie review episode. Because I know people are getting like they're anxious, like when's the next episode? When's the next episode? They don't want to wait till the weekend. So we're gonna start doing that too. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching again.
Thank you.
And do the whole like, share, subscribe, and follow us. Follow us on our Facebook page, the San Pedro Paranormal Facebook page.
If you have any EVPs, any information, pictures, videos, any stories, please share with us.
Yeah, email them to us. At the sanpedro.paranormal@gmail.com. And you know what? I want to do a quick shout out to Mr. Elias at Harbor Occupational. I told him I was going to do a shout out.
And again, shout out to Eugene too for this lovely book too. Thank you very much.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.